Hey, you guys. So, I'm just wanting to have I always say I'm going to have a brief conversation, and somehow it ends up not being brief, but I do just want to have a brief conversation about um, homosexual mindsets. And I've kind of touched on this before, but I'm seeing it's becoming more prevalent. And I'm going to direct this both at men and women because I think when we are in heterosexual spaces, a lot of the rhetoric, which is covert homosexual rhetoric, that when you kind of trace the origins of these talking points come from anti-female, anti-male group, anti-family groups, have really seeped their way into heterosexual conversations. And so I really want to establish something very clearly on my channel. I am heterosexual and this is a heterosexual space. Now, there are gay people in this space, right? I know that there are gay people that come and listen. I know there's at least one transgender person that listens to my content, but this is a heterosexual space. And these borderline homosexual mentalities, I just don't have space for them here. And I want to give some examples of covert homosexual thinking that perhaps has invaded your mind as a man or your mind as a woman, and you don't even recognize them as homosexual tendencies. And I have been asked questions and I'm like, I'm straight. Why would you even ask me something like that? Like, you know, and and I want to get into some of that dialogue now. Because when you really think about it, like when you take the energy and kind of the hyper emotionality out of the conversation, you recognize that a lot of these talking points are pushing you toward the borderline of not really engaging the opposite sex. But if you're heterosexual, a huge part of our lives is heterosexuality, right? The creation of families, the building of relationships, social hierarchy, things like that. And so, a heterosexual group of people having a conversation, in my opinion, there are many ideologies that should not enter into discussion in our spaces or be tolerated. And I'm going to get into, hey, you guys, I'm going to get into some of those. And I think some of these you guys may agree with and some you don't disagree with, but I'm just speaking my mind. So let's start with men being called simps. I was watching in a chat room full of men who were watching a woman at that, and it was men were being put down for saying they found the woman attractive. Like men actually get put down when they say a woman is attractive. In fact, it's more popular to encourage debasement of women's physical appearances than to admit that you find parts of her attractive. Maybe you find her beautiful in her entirety. Maybe you find her eyes pretty. Maybe you think she has a nice shape. And men will actually attack each other as being simps or as if something is wrong with them because they express that they are attracted to a woman. That is homosexual. It's homosexual. It just is. Like, what heterosexual man should ever be shamed for finding a woman attractive? What heterosexual man should be shamed for not wanting a bunch of men to gang up on a woman? Heterosexual men want to reproduce with and protect women. So naturally, they're going to have a negative reaction to a woman being attacked. Naturally, they're going to look at a woman and say, no, she's cute because he's straight. So he's looking for things that he desires when he engages women. He's not looking for things that he doesn't desire. He's looking at the things that he finds attractive because his heterosexuality automatically makes him connect to the things he is attracted to in a woman. Let me give a woman's example because I have to flip flop back and forth. Because half the time, half of you guys think I cape for the men, and half the time, half of you guys think I cape for the women. So I've got to flip back and forth, even though you guys know I'm pro woman and I'm pro man. I'm pro S, right? But for women, a lot of time women are shamed for wanting to be attractive to men, right? Why would you change your demeanor? Why would you change the way you dress to attract men? Because she is heterosexual. And if your goal is to mate, then you care if the opposite sex is attracted to you. There's nothing wrong in that. People act like if you give a woman a compliment or find women attractive, it all of a sudden means that you're going to go off the deep end and let women act however they want. People act like if you want to put on a pretty dress or you want to express your femininity in a way that is attractive to men so that you can procure a partner or simply so that there can be a delineation between what woman is and what man is, that is somehow making you a pick me. It's like, come on, we're straight people. We're heterosexual people. Like, we want the opposite sex to like us. We want to get along with each other. Straight people want to get along with the opposite sex. That's our goal, right? It's our goal. It's a goal for us. We want to have babies with them and families with them. We like them. Newsflash, I like men. I like them a lot. I like them a whole lot because I'm straight. I enjoy masculinity because I'm straight. Newsflash, men who are heterosexual like women. They're attracted to them. They feel protective over them. That's called being a heterosexual. I'm really sick of heterosexuality being shamed. And I think a lot of people who consider themselves heterosexual don't recognize that what you're attempting to do is literally degrade our heterosexuality. What is wrong with some people? What is wrong? Can you guys think of any other examples? Am I alone in this and seeing how this is bizarre? Terms like somebody used it with me today, and I did a whole stream on being male identified or female identified, AKA a simp. Now, of course, we should never do anything that's a detriment to our own sex, but you should care about what the opposite sex thinks if you're heterosexual. I mean, because how are you going to have relationships with, live in a society with, reproduce with, raise children with people if you don't care what they think? That doesn't make sense. That's not a heterosexual mindset. Heterosexual people, we care about what the opposite sex thinks. Straight men care what straight women think. Straight women care what straight men think because we're straight. We care about what our counterparts think. Our ultimate goal is to get into bed together and have a family and make some babies. So obviously their opinions matter. Like I don't understand the dysfunctional, like it's lightweight gay. I'm just telling you guys what it is. On the male and the female side, a lot of these arguments you guys make and feel like you're making points, it's homosexual in nature. It is homosexual in nature. To act like a man can't be attracted to a woman who is not literally perfect is stupid. Men are going to be attracted to a whole variety of women because they are straight. They're straight. They're going to find all kinds of female bodies attractive. Why? Because female bodies are attractive to men who are straight. Okay? Breasts, big little butts, small waist, larger waist. If you're a woman, with an air of attractiveness about her, a straight man is going to see something to be attracted to. That's why you have straight men who are like, she has nice breasts, she has pretty face. I've literally heard men say that a woman has a nice body because he likes one body part on her. Because they're straight. They're straight. They like women. They don't need a woman to be completely perfect without one bump or wrinkle on her because they're straight. They're just attracted to women who are attractive. Most men aren't using a 1 through 10 ranking scale. They're like, she's attractive or she's unattractive. That's their scale. She's attractive or she's not. Some women are more attractive than others, but really men are like, she's attractive or she's not attractive. Same thing with women. Why do we act as if women being attracted to male personalities, all that toxic masculinity is a bad thing? We're attracted to the opposite of ourselves. I like your hairy face, your hairy body, your deep voice. I like your strong arms. Women like that. We're straight. Men start talking, I listen to them because, quite frankly, I like the sound of men voices. Okay, male voices are nice to listen to. I'm just going to keep it real. And if men are honest, you guys like the sound of women's voices. You like it. You like our high pitched, sweet little voices. That's why women who speak in a certain way, men listen to them more or are softened to them, not because women have to speak a certain way, because it's so different than them. That's why for women, a lot of times you can say what you want to a man. If you say it in a certain way, he's more receptive, not because of any reason than that he's straight. Let me just put it out there. I know I should be able to talk any kind of way I want. I can talk like a sailor and he's going to love it. Okay, well, in reality, a heterosexual man, he softens up when the complete opposite of him, femininity, is presented. And a heterosexual woman is attracted to the opposite of her, masculinity. There's not a sin in that. Why is it a crime for me to say that? I just want to know, what is the problem with me saying that? Why are we out here pretending like we don't know what it means to be straight? We don't know what it means to be heterosexual. Why are we being made to feel bad about the most natural thing ever? It's like babies. Most people like how babies smell when they're not pooping. Most of us thinks that babies are cute. The little sounds, how little kids talk, little 2-year-olds where they can talk, but they kind of sound like they have that baby voice. Most of us find that adorable. It's natural. It's natural. It's natural. It's natural. Why do we keep demonizing healthy heterosexuality? Do you guys realize that's what we're doing? We're demonizing just healthy heterosexual responses to each other. Goodness forbid we be straight. As if being heterosexual and having a natural response as a heterosexual woman to a man, or having a natural response as a heterosexual man to a woman, is a bad thing, is a negative, nasty sign of weakness in you, is a sign that you hate your own gender. How is me as a heterosexual woman loving men hating my own gender? I'm straight. How is a man loving women ashamed to manhood? He's heterosexual. We're supposed to like and love each other. That's like a thing when you're straight. That's a thing. The desire to not completely be at odds with the opposite sex is a natural goal when you're straight. Because the ultimate goal of straight people is to hook up with the opposite sex. And I don't mean hook up casually. I mean families, reproduction, relationships. That's the goal of straight people. When straight women who are not already married look at straight men, everybody's a potential partner. When straight men look at straight women, everybody's a potential partner. So we want to get along. We don't dislike each other. It's okay that we're attracted to each other. It's okay if a man speaks and you decide to listen to what he has to say. You know what? That's okay. Most heterosexual women want to hear what a man has to say. Most heterosexual men care what a woman thinks. They care a whole lot more about what a woman thinks than what a man thinks. He's straight. He's straight. Why are we so invested? Look, come on now. Come on. Maybe I am Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Hammer, nobody cares about interracial dating on my channel. Don't even bring it up. I don't care. I'm talking about penises and vaginas, okay? I'm not talking about race right now. I'm talking about heterosexuality, okay? Okay? Don't derail the conversation. Like, honestly, it's just, I don't know. Come tell me. Come tell me. I need to understand. I need to understand why we throw names at each other. Simp. Simp. He's a simp. She's a pick me. Why are we tossing names around? I mean, okay, he's female identified. She's male identified. I mean, you're two steps away from kissing another girl. You're two steps away from getting some feces on your penis with another guy. You're two steps away from gaydom, okay? And quite frankly, I would rather be 100 steps away from that aisle than two steps toward it to please somebody. Heterosexual people have a goal of cooperating with the opposite sex. Let me say that again. Heterosexual people have a goal of cooperating with the opposite sex. Newsflash. Straight people want to cooperate with the opposite sex. Straight men want to protect women. Straight women want to be protected. Straight men want women to find them attractive. Straight women want men to find them attractive. Do you follow where I'm going with this? Like, why are we pretending like we don't get it? You know the rules. So why is it when somebody just speaks from a heterosexual perspective, is it so triggering? Alex said, am I saying pick me's don't exist? Well, it depends on what you define as a pick me. So I will come up here. What do you define as a pick me? That's all I want to know. Am I saying simps don't exist? Is that the question? I mean, you guys come up and define these terms for me. We can converse about it. We can converse about it. The thing is, I think, not you in particular, but I think a lot of us think in polars. We act like you're either completely on one extreme or completely on the other extreme. I'm just saying we've reached a point where I see regular heterosexual behavior being shamed as if somebody's doing something wrong. And that's just ridiculous. It just is ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Regular heterosexual behavior is somehow problematic here on YouTube, both among men and women. It's lightweight peddling of homosexuality, if I'm keeping it real. It's lightweight peddling of homosexuality. It really is. Who tells a heterosexual man women aren't important? He's heterosexual. Women are very important to him. Who tells a heterosexual woman she doesn't need a man? She's heterosexual. Not only does she need, she wants one. Okay? She wants one. Where do these are gay ideologies. They're homosexual ideologies. Feel free to disagree with me, but these are some homosexual ideologies out here. And that's why they don't compute in my mind. Like, literally, somebody got really mad at me today because they were like, well, Irene, don't you think you're slightly male identified? And I said, well, I think women tend to say that any woman who so much as acknowledges that anything a man says might have a point is considered male identified. No matter how many times she has said that women have a point, if a woman acknowledges that a man has even one point, she's suddenly male identified. And my answer was that heterosexual women listen and care about what heterosexual men have to say if they are not idiots. I actually gave that caveat. I was like, if they are not idiots, meaning if the men are not idiots. Because that's the reality. Heterosexual women care what heterosexual men think. Well, we don't care what a bunch of jerks think, but a functioning heterosexual man, yeah, we care. We care. Those are our potential husbands. We do care what they think. Heterosexual men care what women think. All the men on earth can tell you that you're a 10 as a man, but the only opinions that matter are the women. Do the women want you? If you're straight, that's all you care about. Do some of these women want to be in a relationship with me? That's what heterosexual men care about. They're not out here seeking sexual validation from other men. They're not out here seeking other men to tell them they're a great catch, a good looking guy. I mean, I appreciate when a woman compliments me, but I like it more when a man compliments me because I'm heterosexual. And obviously, a man's opinion of my physical appearance is way more valid than your opinion. You've got a vagina, I've got a vagina. Your opinion of how I look only matters to me so much. I'm going to just keep it real because I'm straight. Because I'm straight. And my goal is not to be attractive to other women. Again, I appreciate the compliment, but like if you tell me, well, my man says that I look better in this dress, and I'm like, no, girl, you should wear this dress. I think you look cute in that. And you're like, no, I'm going to go with what my husband said to wear. I'm going to say, well, okay, well, that makes sense to me. You don't have to have sex with me. It makes sense. It makes sense. It just does. Y'all, I'm about to say some really triggering stuff. I'm about to say some really triggering things. I'm telling you right now, I know that men respond, and I know women don't want to hear this. Men respond to very feminine voices better than they respond to aggressive voices. I know. And I know that as women, we get into all female spaces and we're like, I can say what the fuck I want to say. I'll talk however the fuck I want. I'm a woman. You need to respect me. I know that as women, we tell each other that that should elicit an equal response out of a man. But if men are telling you, yeah, that just makes me feel combative. Like that doesn't make me want to hear you at all. Who are you going to listen to? I'm just saying. 1,000 women can tell you that an approach will work with a man, but if you're finding that men respond to your femininity, then I mean, you're straight. What is your goal? I just want to know what's your goal? Who are you trying to please out here? You know what I'm saying? This doesn't mean that as women we can't love and like each other. I love women. I mean, I'm pretty sure men were accusing me of saying women could do whatever they want just yesterday. But I guarantee you there will be women today who will say that I'm a pick me when just yesterday men were saying and are in my comment section saying that I'm absolving women of all accountability and responsibility. You see how that works? Do you see how that works? When in reality, I'm just keeping it real. Like, who are you trying to please out here? Men, who are you trying to please? Are you trying to please other men? Or are you trying to please women because you're heterosexual? Women, are you trying to please other women? Or are you trying to please men because you're heterosexual? I just want to know. I just want to know. I really do. Like, I'm not trying, it's gay, it's homosexual to me. Some of the stuff that people are trying to discourage on YouTube, it's because you don't understand that you're being conditioned to be a homosexual person. Okay? You just are. Your ideologies are homosexual in nature. I'm just call it for what it is. It's some homosexual crap. There are some homosexual moving women out here. There are some homosexual moving men out here. Y'all are gay. I'm gonna tell you, you are gay. I don't know, because gay flags, I don't know, gay flags flop up for me all the time. You start saying some weird stuff to me, like, why do you care what a man thinks? I'm like, girl, because I'm straight. What are you saying right now? Why do I care what a man thinks? The question is, why do I care what you think? Like, because I can't go to bed with you. I can't have a baby with you. You can't wrap your big, strong, manly arms around me. That's why I don't care. I care what a man thinks. Like, come on now. Men are out here telling other men, why won't you dog pile this woman with us? Men getting together just attacking women. A heterosexual man doesn't want to do that. A heterosexual man who sees a woman being dogpiled, who tries to defend her, is called a simp. So he's a simp because his natural urge as a heterosexual man is to recognize his place of leadership and protection. And so when he sees a bunch of men attacking a woman, his desire is to protect her because he's straight. He's not gay. He's a straight man. He's heterosexual. That's why he's protecting her because that's what heterosexual men do. They protect the very creatures that carry their babies. What are you looking for? A lot of you guys are lightweight gay. Why are you laughing? Mr. walked in here. But a lot of you men and women are gay. You're gay and you don't even realize it. You're going to look up in 5 years and you're going to have your face in another vagina. You're going to look up in 5 years and be in bed cuddling with another man and wondering why. I'm just trying to help you out. Okay? I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to stop you. I see you heading down the homosexual road, and I'm just saying, hey, man, hey, lady, why don't you back off? Why don't you come and get your mind right? Maybe you need to hang out with more heterosexual people so you can understand how we function. I don't know. Maybe nobody taught you better. Maybe you don't recognize covert gay thinking when it comes into your head. I don't know. Me, I start side eyeing things like, is that a real question? Is that, did you, is that a real question? Why would you dress for a man? Why would you dress for a man, girl? Because she's straight. She's a heterosexual. The question is, why would she dress for you? Well, she should dress for herself. Yes, and herself is straight. Okay? When women dress for themselves, they're really, I'm sorry, let me correct this. When heterosexual women dress for themselves, what they're doing is they're dressing for men. Okay? Because that is who you are interested in thinking that you're attractive. Just period. Okay? That's why when women don't care what a man thinks, like really don't care what a man thinks, not just out here saying they don't care what a man thinks, they don't bother to get dressed. That's why on date night, when you have your date night, you get cute. You get cute. I look in the mirror and I go, Irene, you look fine. You look in the mirror and you go, I look good in this. And you know when you walk into a room that the men think you look good in it. And there's no shame in it, girl, because you're heterosexual, okay? That's what a heterosexual woman should think. When a man is posturing, when he's posturing, when he's letting it be known that he is the one. I mean, I'm not into men's thoughts, so I don't know. A man could come up here and tell me, what his thoughts are, his secret thoughts, but I'm not a man. But I know from a woman's perspective, when a man is posturing and he's trying to be seen by the likes of me, right? The likes of you, the likes of womankind, that's a beautiful thing. Okay? Posture, baby. Posture on. I like all that male heterosexuality. I support all that female heterosexuality. Why are we out here acting like we don't want to be attractive to each other? Like, this is retarded. Why are we out here acting like we don't care what the opposite sex thinks? Like, you don't care. Maybe you don't care because you're gay. I care. Okay. Damn it. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. Goodness Rated said, wear nothing and men would love it better. I don't think so. Goodness. I don't think men would love that better. I don't think men would love that better. Honestly, it's a fine line between being sexy and attractive and being somebody that a man actually would not respect nor want to couple with. And I'm going to say something. As heterosexual women, you know this. As heterosexual women, you know what men like. You men like you to be attractive but not an all-out whore. Men would not like it if women were naked. No, they wouldn't. Any woman who's ever been married or in a long-term relationship knows that men would not like it if we walked around naked. Let's keep it real, ladies. Who is married up in here? Would your man like it better if you were naked? Okay? Is he out here trying to look at his mom naked? Does he want you walking around naked? No, it's a fine line. Heterosexual men like women to present feminine, but they really don't like it when it's all out. They'll look at it because they're straight, right? Men will look at a half naked woman, a fully naked woman, because they're straight. Is that the type of person that they're trying to reproduce with and marry? No. Heterosexual women, we know this, right? We know this. And let me tell you something. If men did want us naked, it would make sense because they're straight. Heck, I like men's bodies too. I really do. I try to get my husband to be naked as much as possible. Ask him. I really do bug him about this because, men like to at least have a t shirt on, some socks, something on. I'm like, take all that off. I mean, if we want to see each other naked, that's just more indicative of our heterosexuality. Straight women, we love the male body. There's no shame in it. There's no shame. There's no shame. There's, no, there's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, it's okay. Am I saying that men cannot be unhealthy? Just, because heterosexual women, in the same way that a man doesn't really want a woman walking around all naked, a heterosexual woman doesn't like a man who has no self control around women. Some man that's, oh my God, you're fine. Ooh, you're fine. Oh, baby, you're fine. Lord, sorry for using your name in vain. Oh man, you're fine. Ooh, you're fine. Look at you. Oh God, girl, you look so, oh, good. Oh yeah. We find that repulsive. You know those men who just drool over you like they don't have two brain cells to rub together? You know the men that if you even show a little bit of cleavage, they act like they can't understand that you're speaking? Women don't like men who are completely retarded. Okay? Heterosexual women need you to still be able to function while my cleavage is in the room, right? I need you to still be able to function while my cleavage is in the room. So, heterosexual men and women, neither one of us like extremes, right? And why do we act like because a man gives a woman a man complimenting a woman is the equivalent of some one of those idiots? You know what's really funny to me? The men who are coming for women the men who are coming for other men for complimenting women are the same men who act like if they see a pair like some cleavage that they're mentally retarded. Isn't that a curious phenomenon? You will have men who will be like, she is beautiful, she's fine, and then you will have other men who literally act like they can't hold a conversation with a woman if she even has cleavage out, trying to criticize a man who simply says a woman is attractive. Idiot, you can't even think because I have breasts, okay? You actually can't function because I have a butt. Honestly, me, my butt, and your brain can't exist in the same room together. But you want to criticize him for finding a woman attractive. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that a fascinating phenomenon? I always thought that was very interesting. Like, you can barely function because a woman is halfway attractive, but he's wrong for just casually stating that a woman is attractive and you shouldn't yell at a woman or something. That's what I don't understand. You know, when men make comments, I've seen men do this. When they make comments like, I just watched her with the volume off. It's like, so you're basically retarded, is what you're telling me. Like, basically, if a woman is attractive, you lose your sense of hearing. You can't hear anymore. You get caught up in her physicality. Heterosexual women are not attracted to men who are that stupid and base, but we still do like rationally thinking men to find us attractive. We still want to work with it. Do you know what I'm saying? We still want to work with it. We still care what men think. We don't let the handful of retards in the room dictate our opinion of men. Because at the end of the day, we still want to be with a man. And the same thing for heterosexual men. They don't let the few female retards in the room dictate how they feel about women. Because at the end of the day, that's who they plan to be with. Y'all keep playing around, you'll be out here having sex with these little dolls. You know, there are men walking around really think they're doing something, talking about the sex dolls are going to take over. The sex dolls are going to take over. Okay, weirdo. They might take over for you, but no heterosexual man wants to have sex with a freaking doll. And women, it's the same thing. I've heard women be like, I have my, I have my vibrator, I have my dildo. Really? Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm not into the vibrator dildo life, but I'm very much into penis life. Okay. Because I'm straight. I don't want to stick a piece of plastic inside of myself. I want to lay down with a warm body, a man. Okay. So my concern is that we build bridges between ourselves and that us that are heterosexual not get caught up in this lightweight moving you to homosexuality steez that all these people are on. These people are tripping. And I'm telling you, they're going to be talking about being gay in 5 years. Mark my words. 5 years from now. I have more respect for an openly gay person. I have more respect for an openly gay person than I do for somebody pretending to be heterosexual but peddling some gay nonsense. Okay? I respect a whole gay person more than a heterosexual person who's peddling homosexual ideology. This mess is out of control. This mess is out of control. And you know what? Deep down, you guys know it's out of control. Deep down, you know it. You know it. But sometimes we get caught up in the feeding frenzy of YouTube and we forget that we're straight around here. Okay? That's why occasionally when somebody calls me a pick me, I'll be like, yep, I sure am. Are you male identified? Uh huh. I am. Okay. Especially Mr. Identified. Just tattoo Mr. Identified on my forehead. Okay? What, you want me to be identified by you? We're two women out here. You want me to be more identified by what you think? The next time somebody calls you a simp, oh, you go, oh, she's fine. Oh, you're a simp. You're a simp. I mean, what do you want me to do? You want me to tell you you're fine? You know what I'm saying? Do you want this man to turn to you and tell you you look good? Or can this man just enjoy a woman? Like, let me know. Are we going to let these men enjoy women? Or are we going to keep shaming them for enjoying women? Like, this highly suspect gay stuff needs to stop. Like, you guys need to quit. Just come on out the closet. And if you're not in the closet, then, take heed the warning. Like, you're traveling down the gay road, you're traveling down the homosexual road. Now, don't be lukewarm. I'm gonna need you to be all the way gay or all the way straight. But this lukewarm stuff where we're kind of, dipping our foot in the gay pool and splash our toes around in the gay pool. Oh, look at that gay ideology. Let me just flick my finger in the gay waters. And nobody has time to play with y'all. No heterosexual person does. Like, we don't have time for that. You're befuddled. You're befuddled by heterosexual behavior because you're not heterosexual. Honestly, you're sitting here befuddled that this man finds a woman attractive and isn't like, she's just a six. He's like, oh, I would take her on a date. I would ask her out. You would ask her out. She's just a six. Yes, fool. She's a woman who's attractive. Of course, I'm going to ask her out. Like, that's what you men need to start responding. Like, what are you saying, retard? She's clearly not ugly, right? She's clearly attractive. Yeah, I would take her out. What in the world? Where's the shame in it? Oh, you wore that dress because you want men to look at you. Girl, I'm straight. I don't want you to look at me. I can only look at myself so much. Somebody needs to see this dress and how good I look in it. Like, what in the world? What in the hell? Come on. I surely did not make myself look good to be ignored by all these men. That's what I didn't do. Not if I'm heterosexual. Okay. I admired myself in the mirror and now they can admire me too. Like, this is heterosexual female thinking. And I don't know. You guys can debate with me if you want. Goodness rated, look, from the horse's mouth, goodness rated said a woman is straight until they're not. I can't with you. Lancelot said, define ugly and beauty. I'm not going to define ugly and beauty because none of us is retarded. We know an attractive person when we see one. We know an unattractive person when we see one. Everybody has their own flavor. I'm not here to determine ugly and beauty. I'm here to determine heterosexuality and non heterosexuality. The question, like, that's the only thing that's on the table. That's the only thing that's up for discussion. Okay? You could pick the ugliest partner on earth. If you're a man and she's a woman, well, what do I have to say about it? What are you going through at your job right now, Jolyn? All right, I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to decide. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to decide if you disagree with me on any points. Now, you can only come up here if you disagree with me. If you don't disagree with me, then don't come up here. No, I'm kidding. But I'll give it 5 minutes and then I'm going to get off of here because honestly, that's all I had to say. As a lot of these ideologies, a lot of these things we're peddling are not heterosexual thinking. And at the end of the day, there is no shame. There is no shame if you are heterosexual and you caring what the opposite sex thinks and you wanting to hear them out and you wanting to create an environment where you guys can live peaceably together and you wanting to attract their attention and you being attracted to them. Like, there is no shame in any of that. There's no shame in any of that. And at the end of the day, that's really all I have to say. Like, why are we shaming people for being straight? Because that's what this is starting to come down to. Why are we shaming people for being straight? Does this mean that every man is amazing? No. Does this mean that every woman is amazing? No. But it does mean that heterosexual people tend to make their first attempt with the opposite sex to be a productive one. Now, if you show me that you cannot be productive, well, then we'll have a problem. But my first attempt is going to be to try to be productive with you. That's how most of us function. There's no crime in that. There's no crime in it. It's the way we are naturally designed. It's the way we're naturally designed. We are designed that way. And there's really no problem with it, you guys. Okay, goodness rated, it is not a thin line between straight and gay. I'm gonna tell you that. It's definitely not a thin line. No, it's not a thin line. Mm-mm. That line is not thin. It's not even a line. It is a planetary system between straight and gay. Okay? There is an entire planetary system between straight and gay. I promise you. I promise you it is. There it really, really it's really I mean, and that is a full planetary system between straight and gay. And these planets are full of people. There's asteroid belts everywhere. When I tell you, look, it is not thin. It is not thin. Goodness rated is gay, by the way, which is probably why she thinks there's a thin line. But I'm telling you, it's not a thin line. It is not that line. Elijah said it's an entire dimension, right? We are not even on the same astral plane. But again, I respect a whole gay person more than I respect a bunch of straight people out here peddling homosexual ideology. I respect a whole gay person more than a heterosexual person spewing out gay ideology. And so the next time you're moving in these YouTube spaces, my question is, are these heterosexual talking points? Are these heterosexual talking points? And ooh, I'm gonna say something that's really, really gonna be controversial. Do you know Jessica X, the chick that never comes on camera? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not even mad at her. I'm not mad at her. And honestly, I understand why all those men are in her chat because Jessica knows that heterosexual men like to hear good things about themselves. All heterosexual women know this. All heterosexual women know that straight men like to hear good things about themselves. And she has literally made a platform out of saying that men do nothing wrong ever. And it's making her a whole lot of money. And all she had to do was put up a picture. Think about this. Honestly, it really has to be the height of heterosexuality for a bunch of men to super chat a picture of a woman and a voice that simply says nice things about them. When I tell you Jessica X has actually monetized heterosexuality, this girl has monetized heterosexuality. It's a picture, y'all, a picture. Now, if we can't give her credit for anything else, we have to give her credit for a picture and a mouthpiece because a picture and a mouthpiece has never paid somebody so well. I can't even hate on that. Honestly, and I can't feel bad for the men that are there because I see women twerking on what is it? Doing twerking TikToks for free. Jessica X just took a photo and it's a poor resolution photo at that. It's not even a nice clear photo. It's a poor resolution photo. She has capitalized on heterosexuality. I mean, you know what's hilarious to me is for any man to act empowered in those circumstances. I'm gonna just keep it real. Y'all, I could honestly, I'm not going to do it, but I could do a whole video on how Jessica X is a demonstration of how powerful women are. Okay, men, don't get mad at me. This is a side note. This has nothing to do with the topic of this live. Jessica X literally is a shining example of how powerful women are. Think about this. It is a female voice and a photograph. Let me repeat that. A female voice and a photograph. That's all. A female voice and a photograph. Y'all, if that's not power, I don't know what is. Honestly, the men over there are proving a different point. I think we get so caught up in the fact that people don't like that she's always telling men they're okay that you're missing the bigger picture. The bigger picture is it's a picture and a voice. Y'all, if that does not speak to how powerful heterosexual female are, I don't know what does. These men love us. They love us. Men love women. Oh my gosh, heterosexual men, they are freaking crazy about women. They just are. I promise you. That is all that I have ever taken away from anything anybody has ever said about Jessica X. Is like the hustle out here is unmatched. This mess is unparalleled. Okay? The hustle of womanhood is unparalleled. It cannot be touched. It cannot be touched. You cannot touch that. I want to know a man with a picture out here that's getting the level of female support that Jessica X is getting with her picture and voice. Give me an example. Just name one guy that is pulling a female following with a picture and a voice. Never coming on camera, just one. I dare you to name one. Name one man doing it. Name one. Name one man out here doing it, y'all. Just one male YouTuber with a picture and a voice and a female following fully financially supporting him. One. Just one. When I tell you, vagina makes money without even coming to the table. They're saying, what are you bringing to the table? I'm going to say a picture and a voice. Look, that should be the answer from here on out. What are you women bringing to the table? A picture and a voice. Okay. I'll tell you right now, you've paid for less than a whole person. Okay. You're out here. That's why, think about it. Remember, like way back in the day, they used to have like phone sex lines, and it would just be like women, like, call 1-800 beautiful woman's voice and talk to hot girls now. And like it made so much money. They didn't even get a picture. Yo, remember the phone sex lines didn't even have pictures. The phone sex lines were just only voices. And like it was making them so much money. Like, do you guys remember this? Am I the only person that remembers this? Am I the only person that remembers like the phone sex lines? I'm just telling you right now. It's deep out here. It's deep out here in these streets. Deep out here. You guys are focusing on the wrong points. Okay? These men love women. I mean, they love with the capital L. About to fall into a hole over a woman. Mm-mm. Fall into a hole over one. Just the sound of a woman's voice. And you know how like on the movies they would always have the phone sex operators would have like a really attractive voice, but then they would be like really disgusting and ugly. Like some of them would even be guys. Like, oh my gosh. All right. Oh my goodness. But Evron said Obsidian. Obsidian has a male following though. I said with a female following. I said with a female following. I said name one man with a female following that's paying his bills, who's just talking with a picture and a voice. That's what I was saying. That's the challenge. If you guys can think of anybody, let me know. Let me know. If you guys can think of even one male YouTuber who only uses a picture and his voice and has a huge female following that's paying his bills, put it in the comment section of this video. I bet you can't. I bet you can't. I just want you guys to ponder that. Ponder it. Male and female audience, y'all ponder that. Riddle me that, Batman. Okay. If there's a gender war, I think it's been won inadvertently Jessica X may have actually won the gender war. The gender war is over. It's time for us to move forward now, okay? Heterosexual people, we've established who the power is. Now it's time for us to move. Now it's time for us to move forward. Let's move past this and let's get to building together. But no, rewind this if you weren't here for the beginning. Listen to um listen to my conversation and tell me what you think. Um, Kevin Samuels comes on camera, goodness rated. He doesn't use a picture. He's on camera every time. Um, come through, you guys, in my comment section and tell me what you think of what I said. Number one, what did you think about what I said about treating heterosexual behavior through a homosexual lens? Number one. Number two, if you can think of anybody whose hustle is as tight as Jessica X's, put that in the comments section. If you could find one man with a picture and a voice who women are paying for his lifestyle, I'm going to need you to put that in the comment section. Otherwise, things that make you go, I'll talk to you guys later.